Last week on Working Class Foodies, we covered Thanksgiving side dishes. This week, we're all about desserts with that classic Thanksgiving staple, pumpkin.
This week on Working Class Foodies.
This week, Brendan is team traditional with a perfect pumpkin pie recipe, and I'm taking the unconventional side with pumpkin whoopie pies.
So for the pumpkin pie crust, the crust itself that's the more involved part.
To make this pie crust, combine 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour with half a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/8 of a teaspoon of baking powder. Stir that together. Then cube 1 stick or half a cup of chilled unsalted butter.
So we took our flour and our butter and we put that together first into the food processor. You don't have to do this, you can do it by hand, but the food processor really mixes it nicely together. Pulse it about 10 times, count like 1, 2, stop, 1, 2, stop, so that it was almost flaky.
And combine 1/4 cup of water with 1 or 2 ice cubes.
We added some ice water into it, and again, pulse it a couple more times, and you'll start seeing the dough form into a ball. Nice. Once it kind of holds to a ball shape, take it out and just knead it with your hands lightly until it all comes together. And that should really bring it all together. Wrap it up in plastic. And throw it in the fridge for about an hour. Pumpkin pie filling is pretty much just your pumpkin pie puree, 3 cups. Seasoning, some Mexican cinnamon. Clove, let's do like 2. Yep. Star anise. Nutmeg too. We're just gonna grind it up. Good size egg, large egg, just to kind of help let it souffle. And some brown sugar. You can also add a little cream or milk to it just to give it a little bit of creamy consistency.
After you've mixed together your filling, take your pie crust out of the fridge and gently roll it out on a floured work surface. Nice and thin, just about 1/8 of an inch or so. All right, and just take the dough, get it in there. You won't have to blind bake this one. This one's a really nice dough. It will cook along with the filling. All right, it's gonna be a nice sized pie. We got a nice sized pie. For a shiny crust, rub an egg wash over the rim of the pie crust. Preheat the oven to 375 and bake the pie crust until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean, about 40 minutes.
Of course, what is pumpkin pie without a little whipped cream on top? It's extremely simple to make by yourself. Take some heavy cream, put it in a very, very cold metal bowl, and beat it until it forms soft peaks. If you prefer your whipped cream to be a little bit sweeter, you can add a little bit of powdered sugar. Don't overbeat it or it'll break and it'll look disgusting and you won't want to eat it and Thanksgiving will be ruined and your family will hate you. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's my turn with pumpkin whoopie pies. This week, we're making Thanksgiving desserts. Brendan just showed you how to make a perfect pumpkin pie, and now I'm going to show you how to make untraditional pumpkin whoopie pies. These pumpkin whoopie pies are fantastic. You can make them ahead, you can take them to a Thanksgiving party. They're adorable, they're portable, and they're delicious. What have you got to lose? The recipe I'm going to give you makes 8 pumpkin whoopie pies. If you need more, just double it. To make these pumpkin whoopie pies, preheat your oven to 350 degrees. In a large bowl, combine 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a tablespoon of cinnamon, half a tablespoon of ginger, and half a tablespoon of cloves. Whisk this together. And then in a second large bowl, combine a cup of firmly packed dark brown sugar with half a cup of vegetable oil. Whisk this together. A cup and a half of cold pumpkin puree, 1 egg, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Whisk together your wet ingredients, and then fold your dry ingredients into your wet ingredients and mix them until just combined. Drop your dough by heaping tablespoons onto a baking sheet that's either oiled or lined with a sill pad. Space them about 1 inch apart and bake until they're just cracking on top, about 15 minutes. While your pumpkin whoopie pie cookies are baking, make the filling. Combine a cup and a half of powdered sugar with 4 to 6 ounces of softened cream cheese and either a teaspoon of vanilla extract or the seeds from 1 vanilla bean. Beat the powdered sugar, vanilla, and cream cheese together until it's soft and smooth and well incorporated. Once your cookies are done baking, remove them from the oven and let them cool completely.
Well, there's something.
Scoop your cream cheese frosting into a plastic Ziploc bag and cut off the tip. Pipe frosting onto the flat bottom of half of the cookies.
And I think that it'll be less time to be cute and more salmon to kill.
Then press the cookies together to make sandwiches.
To being free-thinking bears, it's ignoring.
Let the cookies refrigerate for at least half an hour before serving. For both the pumpkin pie and the pumpkin whoopie pies, you can use organic canned pumpkin, or you can make your own pumpkin puree like we showed you how to do in this mini episode. Total cost for Brendan's pumpkin pie came to about $5 for 8 generous servings. I got 8 large whoopie pies out of my recipe for about $6. Pretty good return, fantastic results. So now you know what both Brendan and I are going to be serving for dessert at our Thanksgiving dinners this year. Let me know what your Thanksgiving dessert's going to be in the comments below. We'll see you next week on Working Class Foodies. Check out some of our other episodes to find recipes that would go great with this dish by clicking any of these boxes around my face.